warriors, farmers, peasants, all united in their wish to defend their homes. So once again, make some noise, the pride of England is here! They are fighting for you! They are fighting for their homes, their hearths, all of us, to send the invader back into the sea. So once again, I give you Saxon England! And still they come pouring onto the battlefield by their hundreds, even in their thousands. The banners fly in the wind. Swordsmen, spearmen, axemen, bowmen, slingers, a vast arsenal and a mighty host here to face the Normans, who are not yet visible. Where are they? Somewhere in the hills between here and the sea. Defend us or sell their lives dearly in the attempt. The Saxon left, the Saxon centre, and now the Saxon right, in three great battles, three great blocks. But one man is missing. Where is the king? He is not yet to be seen. He needs to be here to put heart, put fire in the bellies and hearts of his warriors. He is no doubt gathering more troops to bolster this shield wall, and a mighty shield wall it is. Ladies and gentlemen, they are in position. They block the road to London. Give it up for King Harold's Saxon English army! You can do better than that! The Saxon English army! But wait, do I see a horseman approaching with a bannerman on a white horse with a crown upon his head? The king is here, King Harold Godwinson! A regal and resplendent figure. Ladies and gentlemen, you are in the presence of royalty. Make some noise for King Harold of England! By his side, his personal bannerman with the fighting man of Wessex, because of course, before he was king, he was Earl of Wessex. And therefore, the white fighting man on the red banner is the symbol of Wessex, and it has become the symbol of this English army. The king will now address his troops to stir them and remind them why they are here.
Remember the stories of Alfred, told by your fathers. This land has a spirit that could not be subdued by the Danes, was not broken by Hardrada, and will not be humbled by this cutthroat William the Bastard. You are gathered here today from all over our land. You fight today for your families and your homes, but most of all for your freedom. The man you face today is a cruel and vicious warlord. He will strip us of everything we live for, burn our houses, slaughter our livestock, rape our women, and murder our children. We stand between him and his evil ambition. We stand together. Our shield wall will never break. Men of England, stand with me until victory is ours!
Victory, that's what we want! Victory for Saxon England! Well, a brave speech, and as is the tradition of the Saxons, he will dismount to join his shield wall. But not before he gallops up and down to show his warriors his face. This is the king that leads them. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we have the finest warriors in England here. We have a noble king. We have a banner to fight under. But what is this? There are more warriors entering the field, not at the top of the hill, but at the bottom of the hill. They don't look English to me. The invader has arrived. The first of the foreign foes from across the channel are here. An army of Normans, Bretons, Flemings, Frenchmen and more. Under the command of William, Duke of Normandy, the Norman army comes into view. What do we think of the Norman army, ladies and gentlemen? Are we here to welcome them? I think you can do better than that. Make some noise to show Duke William what you think of him. Well, indeed. Duke William, his brother, half-brother rather, Bishop Odo of Bayeux, oversees the arrival of the army. A blessing is given by the bishop for the army, for this is God's army as far as he is concerned. Yes, the Norman army is now in position. His knights on horseback moving up behind. And William, Duke of Normandy, the man who would be King of England, is at their head. He too will issue a speech to his troops to put fire into their bellies, for they must march up this hill. They must seize Senlac Ridge and sweep aside this paltry English army. Listen now to the words of William, Duke of Normandy.
You have traveled with me on a great voyage to fight on a distant shore. You have done so in the noble tradition of our Viking ancestors. This fight was not of our making, nor was it born from the desire for naked conquest. This land was rightfully granted to me by King Edward of England, a wise and gentle king. We are here to claim what is rightfully ours. The Pope knows this and gives us his holy blessing. The rest of Europe knows this and lends its support. The richest land in Northern Europe is before you. Fight to make it a Norman kingdom for your children and your grandchildren. Fight and take what is yours by right. Fight and be victorious!
Well, if you're supporting the Normans, make some noise for Normandy! A stirring speech. The warriors are prepared. And if you want to see the Normans ejected, then make some noise to get rid of them! And there is the Duke himself, with his own banner, the papal banner, the gonfalon, touched by the hand of the Pope in Rome himself, indicating that the Church gives its blessing to William's cause. There is the Duke. Let's hear it for Duke William of Normandy! Wave those papal flags if you have them. The two armies face off against each other. The bloodshed will be huge, unless, maybe, Maybe a plan to avoid the bloodshed. What if we had a trial of champions? What if a single Norman warrior fought a single Saxon warrior? Victor takes all. Then our armies could march away and no blood need be shed. William has such a champion in his ranks. A warrior bard, a minstrel on horseback, with a song on his lips and a sword in his hand. Where is the Norman champion, Taillefer, on his white horse? Here he is! See him on his white horse, the chosen champion of the Norman army, Taillefer, the minstrel, the bard, the poet, the warrior. I think a cheer for this brave man, even if you don't support his cause. One man against the whole English army. Here he is, on his horse. Let's hear some noise for Taillefer! Who will face him? Has an English champion been chosen? Yes, he has. With a blue shield, only on foot it has to be said, and all the braver for it, he will face Taillefer. Taillefer the warrior bard with a song on his lips. What song does he choose? A Norse saga, a song of Scandinavia, the song of Roland. The two champions eye each other, one on horseback, one on foot. They shall meet in the middle of Senlac Hill. Who do you want to win this encounter, ladies and gentlemen? Is it the Norman Taillefer? Is it our Saxon warrior, unnamed but brave beyond words? Here they come, here they come, here they come! They clash! Sword versus sword. Taillefer looks to have the advantage. The Saxon is bent under the blows from Taillefer's sword. His horse is dancing around like lightning, like quicksilver. But what's this? More English warriors come forward. That's hardly fair. Well, a win is a win, they say. Taillefer is beating them off. He's fighting left and right, hacking at you, but what's this? Taillefer has been unhorsed. He's been pulled to the ground and put to death. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're of Norman persuasion, then boo this act. If you're of Saxon persuasion, then cheer first blood to King Harold's horses. Well, first blood, emphatically to the Saxon English. But William, I think the idea about a champion winner takes all, we'll forget that. He's got more forces, he's got horsemen, he's got archers. He's going to throw them all into the battle.
So, this is the mighty English army? Is this all that the whole kingdom could muster? I felt sure they would outnumber us 2-1. Our first attack will sweep them aside.
Do not underestimate them, my brother. They fight for their homes, their lands, their families. They will fight well, and we are still slightly outnumbered. But you are right, not by as many as I'd expected. God is truly on our side. Their ranks have been thinned by their battles with the Vikings in the north, and it seems that we have also spent the last 2 weeks profitably. And so, my lord, by laying waste to the land hereabouts with fire and sword, and giving our soldiers the pleasure of plunder and pillage for 2 weeks, we have forced Harold's hand. We destroyed, what, 20 villages? As for towns, we burned Pevensey, Bexhill, Aylsham, Hastings, and have slaughtered his people by the hundreds. He could not allow his subjects to endure such terror any longer. Harold has galloped south at great speed, leaving a large part of his army to follow on. This proves not this. I just slaughtered the English army and quickly, for they are lost.
So, William unleashes his archers, a hail of arrows falling on, or near anyway, to the English army.
They're not.
This is merely a prelude to battle. The infantry will do the main work once the archers have softened them up. Well, the archery and the slingshots are merely the prelude. It is the warriors on foot that will decide this. And William throws in every single one of his warriors to meet the Saxon shield wall. And the Norman warriors step off, hundreds upon hundreds of warriors, their own banners and brightly coloured shields making a gay display on the field. One that will, however, become grisly when the swords begin to flash and the blood begins to flow. Again, the Normans, like the Saxons, in three great battles, a left, a centre and a right. They almost race each other up the hill, eager to be the first to cross blades with the Saxons. Here they come! And battle is joined. On both flanks, just the centre to fill in now. The warriors are hacking and hewing, slicing and dicing, thrusting and cutting. Put heart into your warriors. Cheer now to make their sword arms stronger. Come on, make some noise. The Saxons are not giving ground. The Normans are pushing hard, but cannot make any impression on the shield wall. The blood begins to flow. The swords flash. The spears stab down. But neither side gives ground. The battle is general, and the battle is bloody. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, cheer your chosen side, wave those flags! Well, the Saxons, as I said, are not giving ground. And what's this? The Normans begin to pull back. The Saxon army has survived the first onslaught. Second blood also to Saxon England! They have held the line, they have held the road, they have held England safe. But we have only seen the Norman archers and the Norman infantry. William has more troops at his disposal. His feared horsemen. If his infantry couldn't smash their way through the shield wall, maybe his horsemen can. Serried rank upon rank, convoy after convoy of horsemen, the heaviest armed, the heaviest armoured troops that William has to muster. Each rider nearly a ton of man, horseflesh, wood and metal. That will come up the hill at speed. A steamroller, a battering ram, irresistible. Surely that will sweep the Saxon English to one side. William gives his command, and the first convoy sets off. The second one falls in behind. William is even going to lead this cavalry charge, it seems. At the walk, at the trot, at the canter, and finally at the gallop. Here they come, taking position in front of the infantry. Each horseman wheels into line with the discipline and the control that is the hallmark of William's professional and personal troops. As they peel in, they spur on, they approach. Lances levelled, and they're in! Will they find a chink in the armour? Will they find a gap in the shield wall? Heavy horsemen, heavy warriors, heavy weaponry. Well, the first attack has not found a hole, but don't give up. They come on again. There is pluck, there is courage. There is devotion to their liege lord. They will plunge into the cauldron a second time. Here they come! Give the horsemen a cheer as they spur on! It's a brave sight. Speed and dash. The horses' steel-shod hooves thumping on the turf, causing the very ground to shake. But it seems as though even these horsemen cannot find a gap in the shield wall. Shoulder to shoulder, Saxon England has stood firm again! Archery has not bowed them. An infantry assault has not crushed them. The horsemen have not broken through. Saxon England holds firm again! So this is to become a battle of attrition. A lightning strike by infantry or indeed cavalry has failed. So what? Well, so what? The Normans outnumber the Saxons. The archers will continue to launch volley after volley of arrows. A hailstorm shot down from the skies. The Saxons try to protect their faces with their shields. William can keep this up all day, all through to sunset if it matters. And he will have victory. He will crush the Saxons. Volley after volley of arrows are unleashed. And yes, the Saxons take casualties, but they remain unbroken. In terms of the battle of attrition, the infantry will come forward once again to try and whittle down the shield wall, to make it shrink and get smaller. He sends his battles up one at a time. The Bretons, all the way from Brittany, advance first. Then the main Norman household in the centre, and finally the French and the Franco-Flems on the right-hand side. Each one after another, will pile into the Saxon shield wall. First of all, the Bretons are in. The Norman left engaging the Saxon right. The Bretons are taking the full weight of the Saxon shield wall. Hurry, Normans, hurry! In the centre, engage, engage! And now the Norman centre, the heaviest of the infantry, the personal troops of the Duchy of Normandy, they are engaged. And finally, on the Norman right, the warriors from France and Flanders, they approach with their blue and yellow banners, and they too are in. Battle once again becomes general. Make some noise! Hold the shield wall! Hold the shield wall! The warriors are tiring. Their sword arms become slower. That could be fatal. And indeed, the Bretons on the Norman left flank are the ones who've been engaged against the shield wall the most. They are the ones who tire more quickly than the others. Some of the warriors appear to be pulling out of the sword fight. What is this? Have the Bretons had enough? The Bretons are running! No, don't pursue! Don't pursue! Don't need the shield wall! This is a moment of crisis. A third of his army is retreating. William sends in his cavalry to staunch the retreat, to fight the English right as it left the shield wall. There is now one fight at the top of Senlac Ridge and a smaller fight halfway down. The English are not retreating. William needs to send in all of his horsemen. In fact, William will need to personally lead his horsemen in to stem this retreat on his left flank. Horsemen are everywhere. Is it enough? Here comes William, personally leading his troops. Can he remedy the situation? Small knots of Saxons try in vain to beat off the Normans. There is William. William is personally engaged. I can see his club raising up and down. It's a moment of danger. The Duke himself is in action. A stray sword thrust or a stray blow from an axe or spear could turn the course of history. Saxon warriors advance on Duke William. They're seizing his bridle. His warriors attempt to defend him. This is a moment of crisis and danger for the Duke. Will the Saxons win the battle at a stroke? Cheer now if you want William dead. Cheer now if he should die. I can't see him. I can't see him. Maybe he's actually been killed. The history books were wrong. This could be a Saxon victory! William is definitely down, but is he out? He is unhorsed. The Duke is on foot. He's easy prey. In fact, is he already dead? There is the Duke's horse. The saddle is empty. Ladies and gentlemen, I think Duke William is dead. Duke William has fallen. The Battle of Hastings was a Saxon victory. But wait. I see a figure with a red cloak. He's on his feet, not yet on his horse. I think this could be Duke William. Maybe he has survived that crisis. The rest of the Norman army waits with its bated breath. In this period of history, with your leader down, chaos, fear, confusion can run riot through the ranks. This could be the end of the Norman invasion unless Duke William can show himself to his force. Quickly. Or else this will be indeed a Saxon victory! Do we want a Saxon victory, ladies and gentlemen? Do we want to see Duke William on his horse? Some say yes, some say no. He's on his horse! Took him a while. He must show himself to his army. He must show himself to ensure that fear doesn't spread through the ranks. Quickly, my lord! Show yourself to the troops. Remove your helmet so that everyone may see your face. William is alive!
Look at me! Look at me! See my face! I still live! Those English sons of horse can't kill me! Their sword arms are as weak as their king, but I am strong. We are strong! And together we shall go up that hill and slay the usurper hound! I will lead you there! I am William, Duke of Normandy, and by nightfall I shall be William, King of England!
He shall be William, King of England, before sunset. Ladies and gentlemen, cheer for Duke William, the man who would be King of England. He still lives! But this retreat of his forces has given him an idea. It tempted Saxon soldiers to leave the shield wall. It happened by accident, but he's a master tactician. Could he use this impetuosity of the Saxons to his advantage? He begins to form a cunning plan. If the Saxons can be persuaded, forced, encouraged to leave the shield wall, they can be defeated in detail, bit by bit. Therefore, Duke William issues orders for part of his Franco-Flemish contingent, his Franco-Flemish horses, to attack the other end of the English shield wall to see if they can be tempted out of the line. Will it work? William issues his orders and his horsemen begin to set off, heading for the left of the Saxon shield wall. This has to look good. It has to look good if the English are to believe it. William is the master of trickery. And the Norman horse are engaged. But it seems haphazard, half-hearted. They are pretending to be poor soldiers, and they will feign a retreat. Will it work? Will the Saxons leave the shield wall? Yes, it's certainly a lackluster attack. That is deliberate. It is deliberate.
Quickly. Pass the word to my brother to hold his men back. He is not to depart. He is not to leave the shield wall. He is not to take the bait. Hurry!
Too late! They've taken the bait!
No, you fools! Hold! Hold! By all that is holy, stop them! This may cost us the battle, even the kingdom itself.
Harold has a right to be furious. A third of his army has pursued the retreating horsemen down the hill, just as the other end of his army did. But this time it was deliberate, and the horsemen, whose lackluster attack tempted them out of the shield wall, now turn savagely, spur on, draw swords, and hack the foolhardy English who left the shield wall and advanced down the hill. Look at that! Horsemen pouring all over those Saxons, attacking them, and they fall one by one into the dust. Just one or two foolhardy warriors left. They too will succumb and fall to Norman spears and Norman swords. The English army has shrunk. It is 50% of what it was at the start of the battle. This could be disaster. But if you are cheering for the Normans, this could mean success. So cheer the victory of the Franco-Flemish horsemen! So this is disaster for England. Harold must quickly grip the situation. Again, just as William did, he must show himself to his Saxon army, and the king himself, with his huscarls, his personal half-troop, his bodyguards, will come forward to give another speech, once again to put heart into the Saxon English army. Ladies and gentlemen, would you like to see your king? Would you like to see Harold Godwinson of England? Then your Majesty, step forward and address your army. Listen now to the speech of Harold Godwinson.
Men of England, stand firm, stand your ground and hold the shield wall. If the shield wall holds, we hold. And if we hold, England holds. William the Bastard is a master of trickery. His feigned retreat fooled our left wing and many brave warriors have fallen, including my own brother. But with God's help, we can still bring an end to this Norman blight upon our land. Do not make the same mistake of leaving the shield wall. If we can but hold until nightfall, then reinforcements will come to our aid, and we shall make an end of these invaders once and for all. So stand firm, and the only land we'll give up to William the Bastard will be 6 feet of English earth for his grave!
Brave words! Cheer the King of England! What a speech! If they can hold firm until sunset, but no! 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 An arrow flew! I think William saw it too.
An arrow! He's hit! I saw him stagger! My lord. Godwinson! By the grace of God, Harold has been hit! I'm sure it was him. By the blood of Christ, my archers have earned their pay today.
If King Harold was indeed struck, then the arrow was truly guided by God, Your Grace, and we must give thanks to him.
Yes, there will be time enough for that after we won. I saw him struck in the head, but his armor may have protected him. If he is merely wounded, we must make sure, and quickly, before nightfall is upon us. I need men to finish him off. Eustace! Take Ponthieu and Guibert! Spur your horses up the hill and finish that dog, Harold! And duke them for the man who brings me his head! Throw every man we have into the assault. We'll finish this now!
We'll finish this now. Yes, indeed. Here come the Norman cavalry to finish off Harold if he still lives. Look at that, his Hearthguard cluster around his body, the finest warriors in England. They will sell their lives dearly before they give up King Harold. So cheer the Huscarls, cheer the Hearthguard protecting King Harold. Come on, you can do it, boys. And if that cavalry charge wasn't enough, William throws all of his horsemen into the attack. This is your last chance to cheer. Saxon England's hopes may rest on your cheers, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So make some noise for the fallen king. We could yet still win this. But the cavalry are relentless, circling, hacking and hewing, stabbing down. One by one, the bodyguard fall next to the body of their king. And it seems as though William's cavalry have done the job. The fighting man of Wessex, the blood red and white banner is in Norman hands. They've seized it from the Huscarls and it is now paraded. And at the same time, the Norman infantry come up to finish the job. A handful of survivors in the shield wall are all that is left between the Normans and victory. So on they come. This is it. There is no hope of victory now. All the Saxons can hope to do is sell their lives dearly and take as many Normans with them to Hades, Valhalla, Hell, whatever they believe in. On come the Normans now with proper fire in their bellies. They've seen their enemy king fall. Victory is within their grasp. They push hard and the Saxons give ground, getting pushed back, push back. This is disaster for Saxon England. The Normans have fire in their bellies and they can see victory in their sights. One by one, brave Saxon warriors fall to the swords and spears of the Norman infantry. More banners are captured. Is there still a Saxon left alive? Just a handful. They've been overwhelmed on the left flank and in the centre. Just a handful left on the Norman right. Is there still a Saxon left? Ladies and gentlemen, the only Saxons left on Senlac Ridge are now dead. Victory for Normandy! But this victory has been granted by God, and Bishop Odo now comes forth to tell the warriors to kneel to give thanks to God.
Soldiers! Warriors! On your knees. God's work has truly been done this day. Bow your heads in prayer and let us thank him for his blessings on this field of victory.
So as the Norman army kneels in prayer, nobody moves on the battlefield, just one small knot of figures, and not a warrior, a lady. Edith Swanneck, the common law wife and mistress of King Harold, has come to find the body of the last English king.
As I made my way onto the field of slaughter, carrion crows rose all around me, seemingly the only living things on that blood-soaked hillside. But I was not alone. Others searched the field too, although whether for loved ones or for plunder, I cared not. I searched only for my lord's body, so that he might know a Christian burial. Duke William, I cannot bring myself to call him, provided a soldier to guide me to the place where my lord's banner had last been seen flying on the day of battle, before the bloody end came. There I found the bodies lay thickest, fallen in a final last stand. Many were already naked, stripped by ghouls and robbers searching to profit from the terrible slaughter, so that in death I could not tell Norman from Englishman. The sun was past its peak before I found him. It mattered not that I was bloodied to the waist and elbows from searching. I had found my lord, my love, my Harold. But little wonder the Duke's men could not find him for themselves. His body was torn, his regal armour and tunic gone. And worse, oh cruel fate, his head sundered from his body and not to be found. Thus was I denied a last chance to gaze upon the face of my love. Yet I knew his body, for we had been as man and wife, and it was dearer to me than my own. Oh, Harold, why did you leave me? I wrapped his body in linen, but when I made to take it for burial, the Duke forbade it. Harold's poor mother, with 5 of her sons now dead, offered the body's weight in gold if we could but have it for burial, but William refused. He feared my Harold in death as an English martyr as much as he had feared him in life. My lord was buried in a grave on the seashore, without stones or markers to tell where he lay. So passed the last English king, Harold II, Harold Godwinson, my lord, my liege, my lover, and I shall follow him soon.
News of the epic events of 1066 began to spread across Europe even before the last warrior was buried on the battlefield. The Norwegian Vikings, who played such an important but doomed part in the campaign of 1066, recounted the tale in their epic poem, the Heimskringla, which summed up the Norman conquest of England like this.
William came o'er the sea, with bloody sword came he. Cold heart and bloody hand now rule the English land.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a victory. The course of history has changed. The soldiers stand because this is a victory for Normandy! Normandy! The Norman army now has to march on to London. So Norman warriors fall in and march on to seize the very throne of England itself. His Grace the Duke allows Edith to leave the field, but now he means to seize control, not only of this battlefield, but of the entire land of England. Your Grace, William, Duke of Normandy, for soon you shall be King of England, march on to London. Here he comes. Oh, very nice. As the Duke sets off, give your cheers to your new overlord. Your taxes are due. Here he is, William, King of England. I give you once again, William, Duke of Normandy and King of England. This is it. Wave those flags. Show your loyalty. This is the man now in command of your fates. The Saxon banner in red and white paraded like a trophy. As the horsemen come past, the Norman foot soldiers peel in to follow on. London is just a few days' march away. This now becomes a victory parade for the Norman army. And as I said, the only living on the field are the Normans. The only sign of the Saxons are the dead warriors. A high tide mark, a bloody tide mark here on Senlac Ridge. But if you are faithful, maybe we can see a miracle enacted here. After 3, I want you all to join with me to say, "Let the dead arise," and we shall see what will happen. So ladies and gentlemen, all together now, 1, 2, 3, let the dead arise. It is a miracle. Ladies and gentlemen, they've been beaten, they have died, but their spirit lives on. Put your hands together for the warriors of 1066, the Saxon army of King Harold II, the last king of Saxon England. And as the Saxon warriors brush off the grass, wipe off the blood, they too reform their battles and will parade for you once again. Who knows, maybe things will be different tomorrow as we do it all over again. So do tell friends and family, sign up as a member of English Heritage Day, and you can return tomorrow, and maybe, just maybe, this time it will be a Saxon victory. Now, we sincerely hope you have enjoyed our presentations. If you have, then please put your hands together for all of our performers, whether with 2 legs or with 4, who have brought you this incredible Battle of Hastings 1066 presentation. said, we hope you have enjoyed our presentations. As at the end of any good theatrical presentation, the credits. Today, William the Conqueror was played by Nigel Amos and voiced by Peter Holbrook. King Harold was played by Carlos Moya and voiced by Dan Byrne. Edith Swanneck was played by Imi Allen and voiced by Poppy Goodburn. Other parts were voiced by Andrew Jardine and members of the cast. The battle performance was directed by myself, Mark Selwyn. Performers were coordinated by the Reenactment Society of the Vikings. Sound and special effects were recorded and supplied by Salted Tech. The Battle of Hastings 1066 was an English heritage production brought to you today by Barnstorm Events. And the Saxon army, now reconstituted, sets off. So please, for the final time, put your hands together for the vanquished but unbowed last Saxon army of England. Well, you are most welcome to follow our reenactors back to their respective living history encampments. The Saxons are up here, the west side of the battlefield, in their tented encampment. The Normans at the bottom of the hill on the far side of the medieval lakes, just beyond the trees where you can see the colourful tents peeping out. Go and find out about the aftermath of battle, the rudimentary medical treatments, and learn a little bit more about the warriors of 1066. Now there's still lots more to see and do at today's Saturday Battle of Hastings reenactment. Over at the far side of the battlefield, just where the Normans are leaving, you can see a lone black tent. That is where Ancient Wisdom and Griffin Historical will very shortly be starting a final performance of Bayo Watch. Bayo Watch, you see what they've done there? Clever. The tale of the Bayo Tapestry, our primary source of evidence for this piece of unique history. The Bayo Tapestry itself is a unique piece of history. The fact that it has survived nearly